Maybe something's telling us to do something different.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yes!
Art 101 with Mr. Burgher.
Hello scholars, welcome to the 2021 finale episode of Art 101 with me, Mr. Burgher. And I'm, of course, Mr. Burgher. I'm a professional artist and a master educator. I attempt to provide you with the best in art historical content. And again, I just want to give a little bit of a synopsis of how this year has gone and something that I've done a little bit differently. This year, I decided to go forth and create a Cameo. And a Cameo is it's like an app where you can go and you can basically pay celebrities of different types to create personalized messages for you. Now, there have been a couple that I've solicited that were like, no, we're not going to get involved with your YouTube channel because of one reason or another. But many of them actually took me up on it, and I want to share with you the complete what they provided me in the unedited, unclipped version. And so that's primarily what we're doing today. And I'm going to provide you with a little bit of information as we go forward.
Well, fellas, here we are.
So in 2021, as mentioned, I had 12 different individuals do 12 different cameos for 12 different videos, one each month. And along with those rules, I kind of set some other rules for myself. And one of those rules was that I had to know who they were. I couldn't just find someone that I thought would do it to do it. I had to have some sort of a connection or some sort of a knowledge of who the person was, even if it was a bit of a parody or something like that. So I did kind of set some parameters as far as who I would and who I wouldn't use as my intro cameo.
I don't lose. I won't lose.
March 2021, I really didn't know what I was going to do. So what I ended up doing was kind of rolling the dice on a personality. I got a hold of a guy by the name of the real life Peter Griffin, and it's this guy who looks like the Family Guy's Peter Griffin and talks like him the whole bit. Anyway, I reach out to him and say, okay, who's your favorite artist? What's your favorite artwork? And whatever he gave me I was going to use the information that he provided me with. And so I end up doing the video that I end up creating on Ansel Adams because of the real life Peter Griffin and his interaction with the question that I had posed. So here's what he had. Here's what he submitted to me.
Here's it going there. Real life Peter Griffin here, welcoming you guys to another exciting episode of Art 101 with Mr. Burgher. Freaking sweet. It'll be hard for me to pick my favorite artist or artwork, so for canvas painting, as I'm going to say, it's Vincent van Gogh and Starry Night. And for black and white photography, it's going to be Ansel Adams and Moonrise over Hernandez. Freaking sweet.
Man, there is a lot of bad art in these hallways.
I started this channel in the early 2000s, and I did my first Art 101 with Mr. Burgher episode on Piero Manzoni in November of 2007. And that year I only did one video, and I did it for a classroom thing. I wanted to try like a flipped classroom so I could play something and then work with students in the back while other students watched the content. And I sort of started building this on that idea. And then so I did one in November of 2007. In 2008, I made two videos, and I took a big gap because, it just wasn't taking off. I just wasn't into it at that particular time. And so I took a big gap. So from 2008 to 2016, I made no videos. Then in 2016, I made 3 videos, and then I started, doing 1 or 2 a year. And then in 2018, I did 10 videos, and I thought, okay, well, maybe there's something to this. In 2019, I did 18 videos. Then in 2020, I made 28 videos. And I thought at the beginning of this year, I want to do more videos than I've ever done before. And this year, in 2021, I made 47 Art 101 with Mr. Burgher videos. And that was really cool. So I ended this year with a total of 110 Art 101 with Mr. Burgher segments that you could go back and watch.
To restore the Wi-Fi, we must make a sacrifice to the router!
So I'm getting to the end of the year, and I'm kind of grasping at straws on, who can I get and all that sort of thing, and what would be a good fit for an end of the year type video. And so I start to produce the video that I posted last week, a video on the history of Santa Claus art. And I thought, well, who would do a good job of, opening for a Santa Claus art? Well, you go to Santa Claus. You go to Santa Claus to do an introduction for Santa Claus art. So I reach out to the Cameos Santa Claus, and he's like, yeah, no, 100% I'll do it for you. And so it was like perfect end to the year of having celebrities do some cameos for me. And here's what Santa Claus sent me.
Hello, it's me, Santa, the big guy, coming to you live from the North Pole and the land up over. I'd like to welcome you all to Art 101 with Mr. Burgher. You're in for a real treat. Mr. Burgher is going to address one of my favorite subjects, the history of Santa art.
So June 2021, I was looking at some different ideas, and I wanted to do something on Sailor Jerry, and I end up getting a hold of Oliver Peck, the famous tattoo artist, and got him to be involved with it, which was super cool. And so here's what he sent me. It was right on. It was right on point.
What's up, everybody? It's Oliver Peck here, and I would like to welcome you to Art 101 with Mr. Burgher. Today's episode is on old school Sailor Jerry traditional style tattooing. Rock on.
I remember you. Now, beyond the Art 101 with Mr. Burgher videos, I also have been making these detail videos, Art 101 details, where I take a really long video and I break it down into some smaller parts or segments. And I started doing that in 2020, and I made 20 in 2020, and this year I made 25. So I now have a collection of 45 detailed Art 101 details that you can go back and look at. And I also started having a presence on TikTok, and I started using those TikTok videos to put out into other facets of social media. So I put a few of them out on Instagram. I put a few of them out here on TikTok, and I call those my Art 101 shorties, because here on YouTube they're called shorts, so they're called my Art 101 shorties. And this year I made published 33 Art 101 shorties right here on YouTube. So I think that's pretty cool too.
Why do you keep looking as if there's something wrong? Everything is fine, man.
So we get to August 2021, and I'm thinking I want to do something somewhat football related. I know that usually I do something football related during the Super Bowl, but I knew that this would all be done by then. So how would I do it? Well, let's do it preseason instead of postseason. And so I do some clips and find some things. I'm thinking about football people that would be a good fit and what I like, and I'm a big Chicago Bears fan, and it all started in 1985. So there was really nobody better than Emery Moorhead, the tight end for the Chicago Bears during that 1985 championship. I reach out to him, ask him to be a part of the video on Auto Dix. The NFL started in 1920, and it's the same year as this painting by Otto Dix. And so anyway, it all seemed to match up really well. And so having Emery Moorhead be a part of it was really something special. And so anyway, here's what he sent me.
Hi, everyone. This is Emery Moorhead from the 1985 Super Bowl Bears, and I'd like to welcome you to a YouTube video on the channel Art 101 with Mr. Burgher on Auto Dicks. He's a professional artist and educator making art history videos. So if you're just starting out and wanting to learn about art history, this is your chance. Check it out, Art 101 with Mr. Burgher. Bear down.
So every year I come up with a list of artists that I really want to cover that year. And Judy Chicago was near the top of that list, and I hadn't done a video on Judy Chicago yet. And so I was like, okay, I really need to get this done. I need to find somebody to maybe do an introduction for a Judy Chicago video. And I reach out to an actress by the name of Erika Christensen. And she was on one of my favorite sitcoms from a few years back called Parenthood. I really loved her in the show. I've loved she's been in a few movies that I've really liked. And anyway, long story short, I thought, I'll reach out and see if she'd be a part of this video for Judy Chicago, and she was in. So anyway, super short and to the point, but here's what she sent me.
I'm Erika Christensen, and you're watching Art 101 with Mr. Burgher on Judy Chicago.
It's educational for the boys.
Hi.
Another thing that I'm really excited about this year has been my jump in subscriptions. I have grown by 180 subscribers just in this year, which doesn't seem like a lot, but to a small channel like this one, it's really, really huge. I love the support. I love my supporters. And I've got 105 new pieces of content that I've released this year. For those 180 subscribers, I want to try to do that much next year. My goal is to not to exceed what I've done this year, but to at least sustain what I've done this year. I have got viewers from all across the globe in places like, of course, my number one is right here in the United States, of course, but I also have friends from all across the world that are watching Art 101 with Mr. Burgher. My number one places of interest that view me are India, Mexico, Brazil, Indonesia, and the United Kingdom. Thank you to all my friends from all across the world that are viewing Art 101 with Mr. Burgher. I love your support, and I want to provide you with the best that I can. If you have any ideas, make sure you leave them in the comments down below, and I will try to get to artists from your region or art styles from your area where you're or artists that you're more interested in. That'd be great. Thank you.
Well, I believe this group of weirdos is the best hope humanity's got.
So it's September 2021. I'm wanting to do something with Jim Henson because that's the month of his birth. And I've been watching a couple videos on Jim Henson and some different things, and been watching a lot of documentaries and getting a lot of information, reading a lot of different things on the artistic side of Jim Henson. And I really wanted to do something as a nod to him. And so I thought, well, who better to have a introduction to a video about Jim Henson than Kermit the Frog? So I reach out to a guy that does a parody of Kermit the Frog on Cameo and ask him, hey, I'm doing this thing. I would love for you to do your Kermit the Frog for it. And he was like, he was all in and did an awesome job. Gave me more than enough content for it. And so anyway, here's what I was sent via Kermit the Frog.
Well, heidi-ho everyone, from Mr. Burgher's YouTube channel, it's Kermit the Frog here. So I heard Mr. Burgher's gonna make a YouTube video about Jim Henson, aka my father. Yeah. So why don't you sit back and relax with some popcorn or a drink or whatever you want and enjoy a nice long video about Jim Henson. Mr. Burgher, take it away.
So July 2021, I'm kicking around some different ideas on videos, and I knew that I wanted to do Claudel and Rodin as a kind of a video about their exchange and relationship. And I was kicking around different ideas on if I could have a cameo or who I could get, and I kicked around a few different ideas on individuals to be in it, and end up stumbling across Vicki Lawrence cameo and asked her to be a part of it, and she agreed. And that was really cool. My mom and I used to watch Mama's Family all the time, and so I thought about maybe trying to get her in the character of Mama from Mama's Family, but I ended up not doing that. But having Vicki Lawrence be a part of it was super cool. And so anyway, here's what she submitted.
Hello, everyone. It's Vicki Lawrence. Who, you say? Vicki Lawrence. From the Carol Burnett Show? From Mama's Family? Close personal friend of Mr. Burgher's? Anyway, I'm here to welcome you to Art 101 with Mr. Burgher on Camille Claudel's Affair with Rodin. Welcome.
I can't change what I've done.
Now, speaking of content, since 2007, I have released 188 individual pieces of content from the shorties all the way to the big long videos. Now, what were the top things to view this year? For my extended videos, Pizarro was number 1, followed by Victor Vasserly, Mark Hogenkamp's Marwin Call, Conversations with Jackson Pollock, and the watercolor works by Winslow Homer for the longer videos.
Time to fly.
So we're getting close to the end of the year. It's November of 2021, and I'm looking at some celebrities and some people to do things, and things are falling through. And I'm like, all right, well, who do I want to cover, and what do I want to talk about, and who would be fitting? And I was doing a video, creating a video at the time on Francis Bacon, and I was doing a lot of research, and one of his namesakes, the original Francis Bacon, kept popping up. So I thought, that's kind of funny. Wouldn't it be funny if I had Captain Jack Sparrow, a guy that does a parody of Captain Jack Sparrow, do the introduction for Francis Bacon? And so I end up kind of as a funny thing, but it's not Johnny Depp, but this guy does an awesome Captain Jack. Anyway, here's what he sent me. It's perfect.
Hello, mateys. Captain Jack Sparrow at your service. I hope you heard of me. And welcome to another episode of Art 101 with Mr. Burgher. Today, we're going to explore Francis Bacon. Sadie, cheers.
February 2021, I was doing a video on Jean-Michel Basquiat, and I was thinking about different people that I would want to do it and who would be the right fit, and I end up finding Kim Fields. When I was a kid, I absolutely was in love with Tootie on The Facts of Life. Anyway, I end up reached out to her and asked her if she'd be a part of the video on Basquiat, and she agreed to do it, and this is what she sent me back. Super cool.
Well, sir, Mr. Art 101 with Mr. Burgher, congratulations to you on being such a wonderful and prolific art teacher and historian. And thank you for teaching, first of all, and thank you for sharing your gifts. But most especially right now, look, I had to wear this because you are doing a video on 80s artists. And of course, Jean-Michel Basquiat is one of our treasures, and he hails from my home state, New York. And so I just wanted to say congratulations to you for all that you've done and all of your work. But I really appreciate what you're doing in the art world and utilizing your platform on YouTube to share the gift of art and the artist behind the art. Thanks.
I'm totally fine. Magic's fine. Luisa's fine. I'm totally not nervous.
Moving forward, what were the top detail videos that were watched this year? Number 1 was The Burghers of Calais, followed by Art as a Cold War Weapon, The Problem We All Live With, and Little Girl in a armchair, in a blue armchair. Those videos were my top detail videos.
And bless her mind, which is shrouded in darkness.
So April 2021, I was kicking around some different ideas, and April is around the time of WrestleMania. I was wanting to do a wrestling themed something or other, and I thought, maybe I could get a hold of a wrestler to do it. And I kicked around a couple professional wrestlers' ideas and things like that, and I end up getting Bret the Hitman Hart to be a part of a video and on Thomas Eakins, and it was so cool. So anyway, here's what he sent me.
Hey, this is Bret the Hitman Hart, and you're watching Art 101 with Mr. Burgher, and he's going to excellently execute and show you what a great video this is that highlights some of the great work by Thomas Eakins. And just know that all art is simple, and you guys can all have the potential to be the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be.
So May 2021, I had to resort to a bit of an audible. Okay, so April, I was looking at doing something like a wrestling themed something, and I reached out to Dan Gable, the famous wrestling coach from the University of Iowa, Olympic champion. And I mean, in Olympic sports, he's one of the big names, and in the sport of wrestling, he is without a doubt the biggest name. And I've got some history with Dan Gable, and I reached out to him and I let him know how I knew him and things like that. And one thing led to another, and he agreed to do it. And it was super cool to have him be a part of it, but initially I wanted him to be in the Thomas Eakins video, but what he submitted to me didn't really fit with Thomas Eakins. So I ended up doing another video on Roman leadership, and I thought the Dan Gable video would really fit well with a Roman leadership type video or something like that. So that's why the Roman leadership video was even put together, because I had this awesome thing by Dan Gable and I wanted to include it. And so anyway, here's what he sent me.
To Michael Burgher, Dan Gable, Olympic wrestling champion, championship coach, family guy, reaching out. Really appreciate you reaching out to me, a wrestler and a wrestling coach, that put together a string of victories individually and coaching-wise that holds many records for domination and wins. It didn't happen easy. Nothing worthwhile happens that way. It takes unbelievable hard work, plus very smart work in a combination to have the best chance to make standalone accomplishments. There is always a price that has to be paid to reach the top. Well worth it. But the discipline needed is unique to make it to the top. The motivation, yes, comes from within, but even more because of the people you love that are with you, on earth and in heaven. It takes lots of love and passion to stay on the right track, even to come back when you slip off. Stay the course.
Most people look at it and just see a hill.
So new to 2021 were my Art 101 shorties. What were my top Art 101 shorties this year? They were Bosch's Creatures was number 1, followed by Leo the Pacifist, Fraggle Rock, Merida the Artista, and Gilbert Stewart. Those are my top Art 101 shorties for 2021.
I'm a superhero!
So the first one, obviously January 2021, when I got the idea to do it, I was doing a video on Claude Monet, and I reached out to a famous comedian, Nikki Glaser, and asked her if she'd be a part of it, and she agreed to do it, which was really cool. And the first time that she contacted me was like the last minute, and she's like, no, I'll do it right. And this is the first one.
Michael Burgher, I totally forgot to do your cameo, so I'm sending this, but I will make you a real one later and send it to your email. So just message me your email and I'll send you an actual video that you requested. But I wanted to get this to you before it expired, but I promise you I will send one probably tomorrow. I hope that is okay. Otherwise, you can ask for your money back if you needed it like by this time. But I was about to run out of time. And I apologize, but I'm in bed and I just realized that I forgot to do it tonight. So, my bad. What is there anything else you want me to say in the video as well? So yeah, sorry about that, and I will get it to you tomorrow. Just message me your email.
And so then she came back and created this one.
Hi, I'm comedian Nikki Glaser, and I am so excited to introduce you to Mr. Burgher's Art 101 class about Claude Monet. I don't know anything about Claude Monet, but that is just a temporary situation for me because I'm about to watch the video that I'm introducing. If I remember to watch it later because I'm recording this before I saw it. So right now I don't know anything about Claude Monet. I just know that he was like obsessed with ponds and like lily pads, I think that was him. I truly have no information. And he maybe worked in watercolors. Don't quote me on that. At some point he definitely picked up a watercolor, whether that's his like main medium. But I'm gonna stop spouting off things that I'm not sure of and let you actually hear some facts about Claude Monet.
Come on, get your stuff. Let's go.
So in 2021, it was a neat novelty to have some folks do some cameos for me in these Art 101 videos, and I don't know if I'll do it next year or in the future, but it was a good experience this time around, and we'll see about doing some things like that from time to time. But anyway, I appreciate you watching and checking out what we got going on. Hopefully in 2022, we'll give you even more better, stronger art content. And as always, if you have ideas, make sure you leave them down in the comments down below. You have a great one, and have a great 2022.
I think that's enough for today.